The following is a video presentation of the proper use of the KJ-1350 and the KJ-1750 electric water jetters. It is designed to make the operation of your electric water jetter easy and efficient. The electric water jetter is designed to clean drain lines 1 1/4 to 4 inch in diameter up to 150 feet in length. Warning: these jetters are designed to clean drains and should not be used for other purposes. Do not spray flammable liquids or toxic chemicals such as insecticides or weed killer. Before assembling or operating the electric water jetter, be sure to read the operator's manual. Safety instructions are located in the front of the manual. Read and understand all the safety and operating instructions before operating the electric water jetter. Read all labels on the water jetter. Always wear safety glasses and rubber boots when operating a jetter. For your convenience, this video is divided into the following segments so you can quickly find what you need. Machine setup, machine startup and operating instructions, blockages, bends and traps, troubleshooting, technical service. Machine setup. After reading all the safety information in the operator's manual, connect the quick coupling fitting to the water supply hose. Then, connect the water supply hose to the jetter inlet supply valve. Connect the other end of the water supply hose to the water faucet and turn the faucet on. Make sure there are no kinks or unnecessary bends in the supply hose. Hot water improves the jetter's performance, especially when cleaning grease blockages. Warning: limit the water temperature to below 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Connect a jetter hose to the jetter's outlet quick coupling on the end of the connection hose. If a hose reel is used, attach the connection hose to the plug fitting on the hose reel. Insert the jetter hose 6 to 8 inches into the drain without a jetter nozzle. Turn the unloader valve counterclockwise to ensure the pressure is backed down. Open the inlet supply valve and run water through the jetter and hoses with the unit off. Continue to run water through the jetter until all air has been purged. Close the inlet supply valve. Attach the jetter nozzle to the jet hose and hand tighten for a snug fit. Insert the jet hose into the line several feet. Open the inlet supply valve and verify that water flows freely through the nozzle. If it does, you are now ready to operate your water jetter. Startup and operation. Warning: keep hands away from the nozzle and do not direct the water discharge at any person. High-pressure spray can result in skin penetration and serious injury. To operate the jetter, make sure to keep all electrical connections dry and off the ground. Plug the power cord into a grounded 3-prong 115-volt receptacle. Test the GFCI for proper operation. When the test button is pushed in, the indicator light should go off. Reactivate by pushing the reset button in. If the indicator light goes on, the machine is ready to use. Warning: if the GFCI does not function correctly, do not use the machine. Note: the KJ-1750 must be plugged into a 20-amp receptacle. Turn the electrical switch to on. For the 1350 and 1350-2 machines, adjust the unloading valve so the pressure gauge is at a maximum of 1350 psi, or in the green zone. For the 1750, adjust the unloading valve so that the pressure gauge shows 1750 psi. Warning: do not operate the jetter above the rated pressure. Blockages. Normally, the jetter nozzle will pass right through grease or soft blockages. More stubborn blockages may require manual manipulation of the hose combined with the pulse action of the pump. Once through the obstruction, pass the jetter hose nozzle back and forth several times through the section of the drain to ensure it is thoroughly cleared. Then, advance the nozzle several feet further down the line before retrieving the hose. The drain line is most effectively cleaned when the jetters are in the non-pulse mode and working at its maximum PSI. To retrieve the hose, the pulse dampener valve should be in the off position. This will maximize the pressure and flow at the nozzle. Slowly retrieve the jetter hose and clean the inside walls of the drain. The slower the jetter hose is retrieved, the better the results. Warning: never permit the end of the hose to rotate out of the pipe being cleaned. The hose can whip, causing serious injury. For optimum jetter performance, you must understand the proper use of the pulse actuator and pulse valve. First, turn the pulse actuator to the off position. For the 1350-2 and 1750 machines, you also need to turn the pulse valve to the on position. This will cause a slight drop in pressure and flow, but induces a pulse action. When the jetter nozzle encounters a bend, its advance will slow or stop. The jetter hose has a slight bend or set to it, thus preventing it from advancing through the bend easily. The reverse thrust of the nozzle will advance the jetter hose, but it is also necessary to manually feed and rotate the jetter hose to work the set around the bends. If the hose won't advance, slightly pull back on the hose and rotate a quarter to a half turn. Then, advance the hose forward. If the hose does not advance, it may be necessary to induce some pulse action. Bends and traps. When you encounter bends and traps, rotating the hose will not be enough. You will need to engage the pulse actuator. In the pulse mode, the pump induces large pulsation and jetter hose vibration. Rotating the hose while operating in the pulse mode will normally overcome stubborn bends and traps. You should be able to negotiate even the most difficult bends with the 1350-2 and 1750 by turning the pulse actuator and the pulse valve to the on position. Once the jetter head is through the bend or trap, return the pulse control actuator lever to the off position and continue the jetter head's advance. Troubleshooting. If the jetter will not generate pressure, make sure the water faucet is completely open and the inlet supply valve is open. Check the filter screen at the inlet port to the jetter. Make certain it is clear of debris. Cycle the pulse actuator on the 1350 and 1750 on and off several times while the jetter is running to clear any trapped air in the system. Cycle the pulse dampener valve on the 1350-2 and 1750 on and off several times to clear trapped air. Rotate the unloader valve clockwise to make sure it increases pressure. If your jetter runs but produces little or no pressure, make certain the water supply faucet is on. Make certain the jetter's water supply inlet valve is fully open. Make certain the water supply hose is clear and not kinked or collapsed. If your jetter will not adjust to full operating pressure at startup, remove the nozzle from the jet hose and run the jetter to flush air or debris from the system. Remove the nozzle and clean thruster orifices with the nozzle cleaning tool. If the jetter pressure gauge oscillates from 100 to 1000 psi, remove the nozzle. Then use the nozzle cleaning tool to clear nozzle orifices, making sure to select the proper wire size and push completely through each thruster orifice to remove debris. Remove the nozzle and insert the jet hose in the drain line. Then run the jetter to flush trapped air or debris. Here are a few maintenance tips to ensure your jetter will operate properly. Before each use, check the oil level in the jetter pump. If it is low, fill it with SAE 30-weight non-detergent oil. Before each use, check the inlet filter screen for debris that can restrict water flow into the pump, resulting in poor performance. If the filter screen is dirty or clogged, remove, clean, and replace. Before each use, check the nozzle orifices for debris. If an orifice is blocked, use the nozzle cleaning tool to clear and remove the debris.